hold on.
Honorable Minister for Education, thank you. I think appropriate time.
No. Okay. Don't worry.
Honorable members,
it will be you.
Honorable members, I have allowed him.
So you pick. Thank you, Mr. Speaker and leaders. Mine is just one of 3 observations, but Mr. Speaker, they will come in a question form before I make my proposition. Mr. Electoral Commissioner, are you aware that declaration of results is governed by law?
Yes, Deputy Commissioner.
Yes, please.
And are you aware that the law that allows you to declare results defines where results should be declared?
Yes, Deputy Commissioner.
Is a police station one of those entities lawfully allied where you should declare results?
Deputy Commissioner.
No, the question again.
Is a police station where results should be declared by the Electoral Commission in accordance with law and the constitutional instrument guiding your conduct of elections, whether presidential or parliamentary?
At times, circumstances allow that.
No, Mr. Speaker. You see, Mr. Speaker, that's why ordinarily I waited to listen. This House, Parliament, is the guardian of human rights and freedoms, and Parliament is the guardian of fundamental freedoms, and Parliament is the guardian of independent constitutional bodies. And now my observation, so that you understand where I'm coming. Mr. Speaker, let's not take these matters for granted. If you have 276 constituencies of the Republic, you declare results with outstanding 9, and you have the comfort to sleep and wait for 1 or 2 weeks or more to declare the rest. Do you know what will happen to our democracy if you had something akin to 2020? You know what will happen to our democracy? That you declare results and you have up to 9 constituencies. Regardless, I'm not interested in who won the seat, but you have an independent electoral commission. You are to declare results. And Mr. Speaker, that results has an implication and consequence on the balance of power. On the balance of power. And the states, whether executive or parliamentary, assuming what would have happened to the country if we were not well behaved, that a certain portion of the population, one is aware that they have no elected representative in parliament, unacceptable. More so, they have to wait more than 30 days, 20 days for the Electoral Commission to do that. Mr. Speaker, it's about their integrity. For me, that's even shameful that today you are coming because Parliament have summoned you. What's the state of integrity of the Commission? That you conduct an election and you want to hold on.
Honorable Minister for Education, thank you. I think appropriate time.
No. Okay. Don't worry.
Honorable members,
it will be you.
Honorable members, I have allowed him.
So
I have allowed him to speak because of his standing. But at least, honorable members, he has already asked 3 questions. He's now advising, and I think the commissioner was brought here to answer questions. Please, at appropriate forum, we will give him the opportunity to do what he's doing. But for now, I think we have done that. So can we now go to the leadership? Okay, let me give former minister for my friend, I gave him the opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Chairman, I want to know from the EC. Based on 2 stories in the Bible. The first one is the 2 women who had gone to Solomon about the death of a child. And the one whose child was alive had insisted that the child alive should not be killed when the other one had requested for it. The second one is the David story, where David had so many wives and concubines, but still went for the wife of his commander. I want to know from the EC whether it is only the NDC that is requesting for a rerun of the whole election in Ablekuma, not.
Well,
whether it is only the EC that is calling for the
Deputy
rerun,
Commissioner,
the NDC.
Deputy
is
Commissioner,
the only
are you minded
party
to respond
calling
to
for
the
the
question?
rerun
Yes,
of
let's
this
hear you.
election based on only 3 polling stations?
We've
that
heard you.
We have data on them.
We have heard you. Yes, Deputy Commissioner.
The Ablekuma North Parliamentary Constituency election was contested by only 2 parties, the MPP and the NDC. So I don't know whether what he's saying will apply, but only 2 parties contested. And the EC, as I said, we believe that this must come to an end. So we are seeking the support of the House to help us to complete it. Thank you.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, the 62, when I was reading, I made the point that the MPP also came with 25. I said NDC brought 54 carbon copies. MPP also brought 25 carbon copies. So for the scanned copies so far with what we've done, 34. But as I said, the agents of the parties endorsed some of them. Then the others were also authenticated by the presiding officers of those various polling stations. Thank you.
So, Mr. Commissioner.
Mr. Speaker, on the strength of this, I want to ask the Deputy Chair whether he has become aware that the Election Security Task Force, led by the police, is unable to provide security for the completion of collation of the outstanding 3 polling stations because of any court injunction. And if he's become aware, whether they've been served with any court process in respect of that.
Yes, Honorable.
Mr. Chairman, we have not been served with any process. And as I said, the police has made us aware that they are getting the advice. So I know from next week we'll continue to engage them and we'll let them know maybe we want to do it on this particular day. Once they are ready to provide us the security, we'll just proceed. So again, from the side of the Electoral Commission, we are ready to conclude the process. Thank you.
Well, Chairman, I know that all these processes started before the 6th of May. And prior to the 6th of May, the general understanding was that when a process is filed in the Supreme Court or any superior court of adjudicature and it's seeking some injunctive reliefs, once the process is served, parties must restrain themselves or that the process operates impliedly as a stay. Now, we know that in Kowasefwa, which is some 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, the Supreme Court has been very unequivocal that nothing stops a constitutional body or a statutory body from undertaking a statutory or constitutional mandate unless expressly injuncted by a court. I'm just putting that across. Now, Mr. Deputy Commissioner, in your response to us, you made reference to Domiko Abenya and stated that Domiko Abenya also had similar challenges where parties in this case, the candidate of the NDC and the candidate of MPP, both could not provide you with original pink sheets. You further went on to talk about the fact that both candidates could not also provide you with scanned copies of the pink sheet for you to validate. However, you were able to rely on some tally cards to conclude the results, and by the grace of God, our colleague on the other side was declared the MP-elect and eventually got sworn in by this House. May you explain what you mean by the tally cards in the absence of the scan pink sheet?
Yes, Deputy Commissioner.
Mr. Chairman, what the standard practice at the polling stations is that each of the candidates or the political parties, they have this card where their agents, they take inventory of the people who are coming to vote. When they finish, you're able to know the results for candidate A, candidate B. So all the parties, that has been the standard practice. So in Dominic Kwabenya, when we got to the point where we couldn't get the results, the original results, and there were no other avenues, we resorted to that. And indeed, it confirmed. So if my memory serves me right, when we were even declaring, when we were declaring the Dominic Kwabenya, one of the, I think the MPP candidate was not even there, but the commission went ahead to complete the process. So what we are doing now with reference to the Ablekuma North, we know we are well within the law. Administratively, anytime we have a challenge, we go around to see what we can do to get the results. And as I said previously, we should be very careful about the integrity of our process. If we are not very careful, we may end up getting people who go and disrupt the process because they know when they do that, we are going to have a rerun. And those are the things all of us must support to avoid. Thank you.
Yes. Yes, leader, please. We have a lot of it, so don't look at them. Look at me and go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, I was coming to this very important point, and the commissioner has managed to take the wind out of my very good sail. But it needs emphasis that although the candidate of the MPP, Mr. Mike Okwe Jr., objected and protested, he lawfully exercised those rights without coming to your offices to obstruct, thereby you declaring for the other candidate, because I was indeed at the time, an authorized officer from our party to coordinate the process. We disagreed, and I said no, but you had relied on precedents to say that it is the only way, and we agreed. That said, I want to know from you, these 3 polling stations you mentioned, you also talked about the presiding officers who appended their signatures having to confirm. May I know from you whether these 3 polling station scan sheets have had their presiding officers confirming their signatures on the pink sheet?
Yes.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner,
when it comes to the parliamentary elections, the one in charge is the returning officer. From the engagement we have with the returning officer, he tells us he's ready to complete the process. So if the returning officer tells us he's ready, then I believe that he should have what it takes to complete the process. Thank you.